The Curious Crew. We're on the bus with the Curious Crew. There's Miss Heather, our faithful leader. All right, here are all the how do we say it? Badassadors?
The Curious Crew.
The Curious Crew. We're on the bus with the Curious Crew. And we're curiously driving through Noonan.
For those who don't know, the Noonan Museum, the McRitchie Hollis, is right there on the left.
Yeah.
That's one of the ones offering free tours next week as well.
Yeah, I think
It's a
I'm going to do
beautiful house
that.
museum.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place. Well, they're getting ready for an event.
That's the
Maybe.
university. I'm betting it's graduation.
I was going to say maybe graduation. And then the 60-acre cemetery. 2 governors. And an arm. Did you know that?
An arm.
There's a gravesite that's just one arm. Got my chips. We are leaving donations with the veterans. And we don't know if anyone is home.
How are you?
We have a donation.
Oh, thank you so much. If y'all just want to put them right over here on this table, that would be greatly appreciated. And if y'all want to come help pack boxes next Wednesday, y'all can come help too.
Oh, okay.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Thank
We
y'all
really
for doing
appreciate. You're welcome.
In the spring and summer, you can do their watermelon smash, and in the fall, you can do a pumpkin smash.
Okay.
And you can either bring your own or buy one here, and you can go feed it to them, and you can watch them like smash it with their heads. So it's a lot
My
of fun.
twins would love that.
Oh. For kids.
They would love that.
Yeah, she said just pull around to the back of the house. That first driveway on your left.
So pretty.
So is that Curly and Curly Jr. right there?
Curly and Curly Jr.
Curly and Curly Jr.
All right. This is Sarah and her dad.
So I can leave my purse on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna lock
And
it up.
there's no one's gonna come back here. So.
I think you're good back here, yeah. Unless the bulls get loose.
All right. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Awesome. We got a little jam class we'll do inside, and then once that starts processing, we're gonna hang out with the bulls for a minute, and Dad will hopefully get to surf.
Oh,
Yeah.
without a doubt.
Hey, how are you doing? Good. Yes. Well, come on this way, y'all. We're gonna go inside here.
All right,
So
welcome.
this season's oh, this is Dad, by the way. This is Nick.
Hi, Dad.
Farmer.
Hi,
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah, he's the one who runs everything, honestly. So come on this way.
Thank you for
So typically you would be open at this point, but we don't have a free top. So if you ever been here before, you've probably noticed that there was something going on in this pasture. We've actually just fenced it in to have the bulls access a little bit closer to the front. So we'll open our stand up May 22nd this year. They'll be a little bit closer to the front, and then there's still space on the very front side where we'll have all the flowers growing. And now we're going to add in more seasonal produce than we've had before. So we're kind of just learning as we go. You know, it's a little bit different. We usually do strawberries. I don't know if y'all were out here years prior, but strawberries for about 15 years was what Dad did. But come on in, this is our little farmhouse. So if you ever come for classes here, we teach them back here as well. It's just a little bit easier. There is a restroom and sink and everything if you want to wash your hands. And now there's this, and then you'll see in the bull's pasture, those rows, they used to be strawberries, then they were sunflowers. So it's kind of, you know, you roll with it. This year we've opted to do a few flowers up front and then more seasonal produce that we'll have. And I don't know if you've been here before with the blueberries going, but that's usually around like June that they start. And those are really going to be kind of our biggest crop that we have going right now. All right. I think we've got everybody ready?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so
just so you know, they don't really know much about the farm.
Cool. Yes.
I didn't really give them much background.
Awesome. I was about to say, you look very familiar, by the way.
Yes, I have been coming to Whitley.
Okay, I was about to say.
Oh,
you look familiar,
lovely.
and I'm like,
Oh, great.
Many years ago,
Okay.
your dad started community agriculture.
yeah, the CSA.
Yes. And so we started.
Yes.
That. We used to have to drive to your house.
Oh my
and
gosh,
back,
yes,
and
yeah.
we just have been coming.
Oh,
for
yeah,
years.
and that's where, so we opened our
Wonderful.
farm, I think 2011 is when Dad first started the farm. And so, as I was explaining, it's been a bit of an evolution where we stand. Used to be plants and crops right here. And then also where you pulled in and you saw the bulls off to your right side, used to be more strawberries over there. So it was kind of as far as you could see, he was growing. And like I said, we kind of downsized in the past few years. We used to do strawberries. That was our main crop, but we pivoted away from that. This is our second year not doing those. So we're feeling our way through the flower farming. And this year, like I mentioned, we're gonna supplement in more of our seasonal produce. So we usually bring in a lot of stuff from Fitzgerald Farm. I think this year we're gonna try and do what we can until the deer come for it. That's the kicker here. But what we also do is we teach our pickling and our jam classes. That's what we really like doing. Like I said, I've already started a batch, so what you smell right now, that is that strawberry jam going, and then we'll walk through this one here. We use jam makers because we like to do it in bulk. We'll have 6 of these going at a time. If you're at home, just imagine this was your stove and this was a pot here. I do recommend kind of this like wider, shallow pan, just because with jam, you want to maintain that high rolling boil, and it's easier to do so in a pan like this. A lot of times you may have seen someone in that deeper pot, which is fine. You just sometimes with that deeper amount, you're going to have to really make sure you get that boil going. I'll get your email addresses afterwards. That way I can also send you a recipe if that helps, or I can send it to you and you can send it out to them. But that'll help you if you're at home making it. It's very easy to do. You know, I think most people when it comes to jam, they're just most nervous. Will it set? That's the main thing. Like, will it set for me? If it doesn't, it's okay. You know, we call that sauce. Like we
Really good on vanilla ice cream, right?
vanilla ice cream, waffles, pancakes. You
Toss
can
it
try
in
and
your
reset
smoothie.
it
We'll
if you
figure out
want
something to do with it.
Yeah, there's so many options. It's really not a waste. That's what we tell people. Like, don't throw it away. Also, if you
Oh,
stick
no.
it in your fridge, you know, you want it once it's open. Like if you were to water bath it, once you crack open the jar, you want to use it within about 30 days. So if it weren't to set, you just put it in there. You know, it may firm up a little bit once you put it in the cooler setting as well. But yeah, don't discard it. It's still good. It'll taste just as fine. But this is kind of like I mentioned, that first batch. And then we'll get started here on this one. That way you can see how easy it is. It's really just adding things in. And if you ever kind of get going in life and you want to get a jam maker like this, it literally will tell you what to do. It's very easy. But the main thing is right here is pectin. So this is Sure Gel Pectin. There's liquid that you can get. We prefer this version, the powdered version. This is what we know. This is what works the best. I've used the liquid version as well. It did set. It just took a little bit longer. I thought it had not worked, and then I came back the next day and I'm like, oh, it did work. So it was a little different, but in the end, you know, it was something else. But with this, you put this in first. So your pectin usually hits your pan first. You want it to kind of be that base layer, and then you don't stir here. You just drop it in. It's like a little science experiment. You want this down there, right? And then this paddle in here, it will start to rotate once this bad boy gets going. If you're at home and you're doing it on your stove, you are gonna want to keep that continuous stirring going. I recommend a little device. It's like an automatic stir. You can find it online. Robo Stir is another name. There's different devices, and it is literally something that almost looks like this. It's battery operated, or you can plug it in, and it vibrates and it rotates at the bottom of the pan. So it keeps whatever you've got going circling around. That's an option if you didn't want to stand there and just keep doing it.
Right.
All right, so next step is your crushed strawberries. I went ahead and pulverized these in this bad boy here.
It's trying to drive.
Okay, a ghost, yeah. We'll just go
Well.
with it, right? Yeah.
It could happen. I'm
just
here.
watch y'all's faces. Y'all seem okay with this.
I bring them, so
Hello, come on in.
wouldn't be out of the realm.
Yeah, this processor over here, whatever you want to call it, this is what I ran the strawberries through. This point right here is kind of what you prefer. Some people like a chunkier jam. Some people don't want a chunkier jam if you have picky kids, things like that. So you can really get it going and process it. You just want to make sure you don't go too much that it gets liquidy. Because it is that science thing going on here. You don't want too much liquid going in. Some people will just use a masher and smush them down like that. But we'll do this here, that way you can kind of get some chunks in it, and then some parts that have blended in. If you're doing things like blackberries or blueberries, you could use that. They're such a soft fruit really, so I'll usually use a potato masher with those. These sometimes, if it's a bigger berry, you know, you want to break it down,
Right.
but it really is kind of whatever your preference is with this bad boy. All right, guys. Secrets
Like,
out.
The jam, and I guess there's a difference between jam and jelly.
There is. So jam is going to have the parts in it. And I grew up remembering it essentially, if you were to put them, alphabetize the two words, jam comes before jelly. So the fruit's still in there. Once it becomes jelly, it's like, you know, it gets taken out is how I always remember it. But yeah, jelly, if you notice kind of behind you, I put some of our products over there. We've got an apple jelly. So it is just a clear apple juice. We're not clear, you know what I mean, amber. But it is apple juice that we use with it. Same for grape jellies. And you can do that in here as well, or at home, you know, on your stove. This has a setting for jam and jelly because it's going to be how long it goes for. So it is one of those things, this will be very smart with it if you're making it at home, your recipe. It's just a timing difference with it. But yeah, that's gonna be jelly if you have kids that don't want it in there. That's what you can do here. It's just easiest to use a juice or more of a syrup when you're doing jelly because sometimes getting that out might be harder. So it is something where like a lot of times we'll try and use juices or things that we can extract because strawberry, if you notice there's not a strawberry jelly really easy to make because it is. Once you cheesecloth that, you've taken a lot of it away. All right, so here's margarine. This is gonna be for foaming. So if you were to opt out of this, you may notice that you have more foam on top that you would wanna skim off. It's only about half of a teaspoon, so it's just a little drop in. But like I said, science is sciencing. So this will help with the foaming process. And you would use it at home as well. Oh, but it is something where, yeah, it's gonna help with that process. So if you've ever noticed someone making jams or jellies and they're having to skim a foam off the top, that's usually gonna help with that for you. All right, at this point, if you were at home, you could turn your heat on. You would kind of wanna go ahead and have it as a cold pan and then turn your heat on. So here I press enter. At home, we're gonna go, there we go. At home, you would turn your heat on. It's almost like a little lasagna of jam. You have that layer of pectin at the bottom and then your fruit on top. And this would be when you really started to stir it at home. The great thing about this is it is maybe $100. So not that that's cheap, but if you know that you're going to be making things at home,
It's worth
She
it.
would
it is worth
absolutely
it,
love that.
absolutely. Also because you can walk
Mother's
away.
Day.
And as you'll notice, in about 4
Oh, yeah,
minutes,
that's
it's
a good
going to
idea.
beep at us. At home, you'd want to set a timer right now for
Stick one
about
of those
4
in your
minutes
pocket,
out.
would you?
That's when you add in your sugar. So this, if you had like a grandma or someone, they'd probably be like, this is amazing. I can walk away from it. You could be cleaning part of your process and then you come back here.
Oh, yeah.
And this makes usually between like 4 or 5 of these. This is a half pint here. If you wanted to do the little short ones, the like little baby jars, you would have double that, about 10 of them. But yeah, and this will last you. You know, today when I send you home, we're not gonna have water bath them just because that can make it hard when you're trying to travel with it. You wanna be careful and let things water bath cool down so they don't blow up on you. So I won't do that with you today, but if you do water bath it, it's good in your pantry for about 16 months, 18 months with some seals. So we usually have a little bit more here, but our main thing too is our strawberry lemonade concentrate that we sell. And that is going to be, it's made from fresh strawberries and lemon juice. It's really good. You make it into a lemonade if you want by just adding water. We also have people who add it into cocktails if that's something that you like as well.
Vodka
Yes.
might be good.
I've heard of many great things.
Yeah,
Yes. But also with children, you can freeze it in popsicle molds.
Oh,
And so
yeah.
when you
yeah,
come
that'd be
back-
great.
Yeah, exactly. When you come back, that stand will be fully stocked. We had first aimed to open April of this year, but with kind of feeling our way through this new season of life, we opted to go into May. So typically I'd have much more of my stand opened up with all of our goodies there, but hopefully y'all will come back and you'll see, you know, everything looks a lot better up front. But this is our little preview of it. But yeah, the concentrate is really good and very easy to make too.
Right there. Which one has a break in the line on the net? Well, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah. I was gonna say they seem to know what's happening already. This way. Oh, yeah.
Come on, boys.
So many years ago, there was a movie filmed out here. At that point, Junior wasn't around, right? It was just Curly.
No, it was Curly and his dad.
Curly and his dad, yes. And so Curly was in the film, and Boo.
What was the movie?
What's it called? Leisure Seeker? Yeah. So it
Okay.
was Donald Sutherland and Helen Mirren. It was actually very funny. They filmed at the stand up front.
Oh, well, there you
they
go.
brought in corn stalks. We don't grow corn. But yeah, it was pretty cool. Some of the signs under the stand are some of the movie props that they left behind that we were able to use. You know. So yeah, it worked out.
Watermelon and pumpkins that you
Oh
can
yes,
order.
yeah. If you follow us on social media, so during melon season and then pumpkin season, you'll notice that they love to crush things with their head. So I don't even know how it started. Just by random, like,
Probably they were hungry.
yeah, they get anything that doesn't. Yeah.
We'll make our own food.
How about this guy?
Really, anything that we can't keep until the next day, like fresh produce, is going to go bad. If it's the end of the week and we don't feel like canning and jamming over the weekend, they get it all. So I joke there are, you know, a compost pile here.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. This is gonna be Junior, the fastest one.
Junior's
Yeah, yeah.
Well, the green bucket is older than Junior.
Yeah.
You see on the movie here, they follow the green bucket
Yeah.
up there, Curly and his dad. So they'll follow the green bucket anywhere.
So that bucket's been on a movie.
There you go. It's famous.
It
Famous.
Took him to the hall.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And the sound of that metal hitting on the bucket, they know that sound.
It's like when I open a can of tuna, the cats think it's for them.
Exactly.
I'm like,
They
I'm
will
having
start
tuna
cell
fish.
phone.
Back
Yes.
off.
But they really love melons. So if you ever have melons that you want to bring out to them, we always encourage you to bring them out. Don't bring any produce that's going bad. But yeah, they'll crush it with their heads. Junior will use his nose. Takes him a little bit longer. And then Curly.
Look at his hair. Oh my goodness. That's
That's where he
lovely.
gets his name from.
But yeah, this is Junior here.
So Junior is 6 and his dad is 13, a little slow.
Okay.
But usually they would jog Come on, Curly.
If you do follow us on social media, there is a very viral video of Junior.
Most
Our
of them don't die
neighbor's
natural causes.
dog was in the pasture and he was going wild.
But
Junior was going wild? Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
How long do they live?
Hey Dad,
Listen, I'd be
how
scared
long
they
do they
would
usually
turn
live for?
Pardon?
How long do they usually live
Thanks
for?
much to study this dad.
Oh, there you go.
Most of them don't die of natural causes.
No.
But Curly's dad did. He's buried over there. He lived to be 23.
You didn't have him for a barbecue after he passed? It was, we were too close to him by
Too
then,
late
huh?
now.
Yeah, no, he was
Part of the family then. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
my goodness.
this is Curly. And here comes Classic, I guess.
Early.
Hey, buddy.
Yes. Yeah, so you'll notice Curly has the break on the leg going down the neck.
Oh, yeah.
And then the ears. Junior has more red on his ears. Curly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Curly's how old?
13?
13.
Yeah. Yeah.
13 and a half.
And where's their mom?
So their mom lives, what, Brooks? Sonoya? they had basically a farm that we took, not Junior, Curly to for about 3 weeks. He went on vacation down the road, and yeah, so yeah, exactly, helping out a friend here, and
I like that.
yeah, he came back and slept for a while, and Junior was here.
I've heard that my
That's
whole
probably
life.
like a dumb question.
No,
right?
it's a good question, but I'm not a cowboy, so I can't really tell you. All cows do that. I can only tell you what these guys do.
Right.
No, these guys don't stand. They lay down.
Okay.
And sometimes they'll lay flat out. I think they
There
do.
you go. Yeah.
Yeah, so they'll-
I don't know what her real name was, but he was calling her Hay Bale.
That's right.
I
I don't think she got an official
She
name
was,
from
so that
us.
It was all three of them when
Yeah.
Curly was first born.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It is awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, Dad needs another one.
It's like even being around them with you. That seems like the
I
best
haven't
time.
seen it today, but I'll take a look at it.
Well, it's kind of red. I don't care.
Maybe something. Yeah. Yes. They have the Highland cows there too. I told my wife,
Sure.
I was like, I'm gonna go with the goats because I don't want to cheat. Okay, gotta
I know.
Yeah, maybe
Curly.
heard them too. But
Yeah, Curly needs
Oh.
more.
Or Curly Junior. That's Junior.
Those flies are bothering you, aren't they?
Hey, Junior.
Huh, they must like the feed better than the carrots.
Guess so.
Kind of like people.
Hey, we tap them together and
Hey, lady. Who wants a carrot?
Oh, we got apples too?
yeah.
You want a carrot?
What would you choose? Yeah.
Oh, sorry. There you go.
Like, the carrot works much better than the apple.
There you
It doesn't
go.
hurt. People will think like we only give them one and they have to like fight for what they're gonna eat.
okay.
Yeah. They're like, you should give the other one another, and it's like they've had 18.
Up to 72.
You're well fed.
Yeah, no, it is something where I'm like, you really think?
I mean, do you have to worry about them overeating? Or you just kind of watch what they
I
eat?
think
All gone.
Oh my god.
All gone.
maybe
Hundreds of pounds.
Listen, dude.
I've been fasting for a long time and not had
You're not getting the camera.
They make
You eat the camera. You're not
and I've
eating the
heard that's not
camera.
happening, but
Yeah, I
these
mean 30
guys,
minutes flat.
I'm gonna try the strawberry lemonade. Anybody else want to try some?
She left that out.
Fancy glasses and everything. There you go. Look at that. Anybody else want to try one? I'm gonna try some.
Really good.
Try that. It's gonna get some of
Right, it is warming up outside too. It was chilly earlier. I was like, well, maybe I needed to make something warm, and then now it's getting hot outside.
Yes.
I'm like, this weather is so wild.
I know.
Yes, ma'am. Yep. Yes. And like I said, it's a versatile item to have to make into a lemonade, or even like in the summer season, popsicles are yummy with it.
Yes.
There we go.
Perfect.
You said May 22nd?
May 22nd. And so we'll start the season off Fridays and Saturdays. And then once our blueberries are really rocking and rolling, that's when our schedule will typically extend. At that point, then, because it's like we're open because we want things to get picked so it doesn't go bad.
Right.
It's like the season starts and you're running. Yeah. But usually we're open about mid-March. That was our typical schedule. So it's been a little bit longer of a winter, but a nice break too. It's like all those things you thought you were going to do over the winter break, and now the new season's here.
No kidding.
Yeah. Now, when you are jamming or canning things at home, there's usually going to be a headspace recommendation in your recipe. That's telling you how like close to the top you want to go. So with something like jam, I usually go right here at this main band. But like I said, when you're doing it at home, your recipe will tell you exactly how much space you want to leave. Because like things like pickles, you leave a little bit more space for them. And those are what we call headspace.
Why is that with pickles?
With pickles, it's because essentially while they're in there water bathing, they're going to be dancing around.
Dancing.
Yeah,
Dancing
exactly.
pickles.
Dancing
Okay.
pickles. So you just want a little bit more space because you don't want them to
Now I
be
want to pickle
pushing
them
against.
just to watch you dance.
Yeah. You have sometimes dancing pickles. You know, sometimes
Dancing pickles.
I had a pickle blowout one day. You know,
Oh, my.
There's all sorts of pickle verbiage we could come up with.
Okay. those.
These will
Yeah.
be warm, you know, as you're carrying them out, but it won't be something that you can't handle. Like I mentioned before, if you were to water bath it at home, you want to then let it rest for about 24 hours. So we'll usually leave it out here on the counter or in the pantry, just so that way it's not being disrupted or anything like that. But because it is such a hot container, you want to let it rest for a while that seal really sets.
And then, I'm sorry.
And how long did you say we'll keep in the refrigerator?
In the refrigerator, yeah, once you open it, you've got about 30 days, even a little bit longer. You know, I just legally can't really tell you too much longer than that, but yeah, I would say 30 days. Once it's water bath, like if you were to seal it though, you've got about 18 months in the pantry. And it is something where, you know, so it kind of tells you too, when things at the store have all those preservatives, wasn't made that fresh. Wasn't made that fresh, because it's got to last a really, really long time.
Having access to stuff like this has so spoiled me because I can't stand to buy these.
The regular stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Well, you'll just
hard.
start
You get
noticing
ruined for-
more and more, and that's one thing. Like I'm not like a super healthy person. Like I try my best in life, but I definitely have things that I splurge on. But one thing you just start noticing is, you know, it's just sometimes all the ingredients that aren't necessary.
Yeah.
You know, even at home, we typically make pancakes or waffles every weekend, and you know, I'll make my own little dry mix, which is just like flour and a couple things. But if you go to the store, you know, you got a lot more. It is just keeping things stable. And so sometimes it's nice to know what goes into it, and you know, that way.
It'll also make you nuts when you start to read labels.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. It really is something where, like, some things I don't let myself read. I think ignorance is bliss, you know? I'm like, because as soon as then I'm responsible for it, but yeah.
Well, you know, if it's chemical and you can't pronounce it,
Yeah.
no, it's probably not
Right.
Exactly. No, it is. And one thing too is that, you know, I was born in the 80s, raised in the 90s, and that's where I try and tell people, like, they'll even say, like, a lot of those, like, Capri Suns that I had access to, what it is now is not even what you could compare it to then, and it was a treat then, and now it's, I don't even know what we could call it now, you know, so
Well,
it's
it's
kind
like
of...
back then, McDonald's used tallow to buy a fries in.
Exactly. Yes. I remember many years ago, I decided to tinker with going vegan. And that was one of the things. They'd be like, you can't have fries from McDonald's because of the beef fat. Yeah. So it is something where you're like, okay.
That one's
Yeah.
all
And
jellied
now
up.
everything's like,
Yes. Yeah. To start to
It's
set.
really gelatin, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I tinkered with veganism. It was,
So literally
it was
what you
fun.
mixed up a minute ago, we walked outside,
Yeah.
15 minutes, came back, done.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's awesome.
And that's the thing, you know, if you were at home, you'd want to keep stirring it, but
I can see this as being a great
Yes.
investment.
Yes, that's what I was saying, yeah.
I mean, that's just awesome.
It-
Seems
it
like
is
something you
really
could make
cool.
baby food in as well, probably.
it's very easy to do. Yes.
Is that powdered pectin too? Like, do you have to use it once it hits the air, or you can
Oh,
kind of
no.
have like a jar of it?
Exactly. We usually have like a little mini Tupperware, just so we're not having to open packet after packet. We'll take a whole thing and just dump it in powder wise, and then it's usually about 3 tablespoons per batch in these.
So we could
It's just
even be
scooping.
making, you know, just like a jar at a
Oh,
time.
yeah. Easy peasy, yeah. And it is something where, you know, the thing too is that with the pectin, I'll just usually keep it, like I said, in a little airtight container like a Tupperware, and then go to it when you need it. You know, it's not going to spoil quickly.
Look at those beautiful
My husband
jars.
uses one of those like